broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Gotta love this song, guys. Gotta love it.
Very
Welcome,
catchy.
everybody. This is the Impastor AfterShow on AfterBuzz TV. We're talking about Season 1, Episode 5, and it is called Excommunication. I'm your host, Jennifer Golden, and with me tonight are my lovely co-hosts.
Hello. Hi, I'm Lauren Leonelli. You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on all of the social media.
So I'll do ladies first, of course.
That was
Or
nice.
gentlemen. I'm James Law Jr., and you can find me at Black Hope LA, and that's BLAKHOPELA on Twitter.
And I'm obviously Jennifer Golden. You can follow me at Jennifer Golden on all the things, but you can follow along and talk to us about this particular show using the hashtag ABTVImpastor.
Master, that's right.
That's right.
That is right. So let's just dive right in. This was a really freaking funny episode, as they all are, but this one was like particularly funny.
Yeah, and like it had like a very serious undertone. I mean,
yeah.
they made it funny because that's what the show is,
Right.
but it was like real, like death and crazy chasing.
Dangerous.
Yes, and the bleeps are back.
Yeah.
I love the bleeps. It's my favorite thing ever.
And it was Buddy that had the bleep this
Yes,
time,
this time.
which was real
He
funny.
had like a couple of
Yeah, a
bleeps.
couple. This is like two.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I loved it.
Yeah, or I feel like there was 2 or 3, but
Yeah.
it was very good. We
Very
enjoyed every
Yes.
moment.
Okay.
So we start off the episode, Dora, storms into Buddy's house unannounced, and Buddy's like real tired because he wakes up at God knows what time. God knows.
Yes,
I know. There should be.
Only God knows.
Only God knows. That's
So
right.
yeah, he says he's like, can we like not do this before 12 ever again? And so they're just there talking and stuff, and he's asking her about Alexa and why
what
she
happened
wasn't
to
at the
her.
show last night.
Yeah.
So, or where she was after the show because they did that like macaroni junction.
Yes. Okay.
Everything's so wholesome there.
I love it. I love it so much. I want a macaroni junction in my
I
life.
want macaroni.
Me too. I'm like, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Actually. Mhm.
Yeah. So anyway, we didn't have that, but we
No.
did have some funny things happen.
Yes.
So we find out, as we all saw the past episode, that Alexa was with this guy Kenny,
Yeah.
who seems mischievous.
Yes. Well, that's
Just
a
a
word.
touch.
Yeah. Well, so Dora is like, no, we heard that they were doing SEX.
Yes. With some stud muffin. Here's what a stud Russell says.
Yeah.
It's a stud muffin. I'm like, okay,
Buddy's
sure.
like, yeah, I'm never going to figure out what you're talking about if you keep speaking in code like
I
that.
love it.
And I
The
love that.
sarcasm in the
Yeah.
show is so good. I think
Yes.
that's probably why I like it so
Me
much.
too.
Yeah.
Sarcasm is just priceless.
Yeah.
In anything.
I agree.
I do. I love
Yeah.
it.
So, that we know that what's really going on there, and so we see then cut to Alexa, who's really
Yeah.
Christina.
Yes, Christina Burke.
Yes, is in the cafe.
I had a girl in my sorority named Christina Burke.
Really?
Not the same Christina Burke, but her name was
I was going to ask you
Christina
if that named anything to you guys. I don't know if it was like anything.
As soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, that cute girl in my sorority. That was like, yeah. Huh.
Christina, where are you? You should,
don't know
you should
Christina
say
Burke.
hi to us.
Kappa
Yeah.
Kappa Gamma, I'm UCSD.
Call her. Call her. Do some secret handshake or something.
We do have a secret
I know, we
handshake.
do too.
I don't know how to do it, though.
I remember mine. I would do it on camera, but I feel like they'd come after me and kill me.
I can't do it unless
Yeah,
my...
it's like this.
Wait,
Oh my God, wow.
what sorority were you in?
Not the same one, so that is a lie, everyone. What they teach you is not special to your
Hold on.
sorority.
What sorority were you in?
DeFi.
Okay, because ours was kind of like that, but I couldn't do it unless someone linked hands with me. So I would just hold my hand out, and then they would be like, and try and work their fingers, and I'd just smile. I could never remember it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Wait, it's like, okay, anyway, you got it.
You do some, and then you say some secret word. It might be Adelphi.
There we go. All the secrets have been revealed
They
tonight
have, I know.
about sororities.
Speaking of being
After dark.
I'm going to be excommunicated from my sorority.
But you know what? Now that we know that the secret was not such a secret because every sorority does
Yeah.
the same thing, I think everyone should talk about who's doing fraud here.
Ooh.
That's right.
Across the country.
Well, I guess Alexa's doing like performing fraud. Performing fraud.
We don't really know what she did.
No, well, we find out later when she's talking to, she's confiding in Buddy.
We still don't know what she did, though. Like what when he says when when Kenny says to her, when people find out what you did.
Well, I think it's the driving the getaway car.
I thought maybe that was it.
Oh, okay.
He made her do it.
Oh, and the bank robbing part thing.
Right.
She was
Okay,
a
got
teenage
it.
runaway on the
Right.
streets of Boston.
Yeah.
How come she doesn't have a Boston accent?
I know.
Well, she worked really hard to become
St. John's?
Alexa and had to, where... First of all, what did she tell the town of Ladner where she came from? Like, where did she show up from?
I mean, how old do we think she is? Because I'm a teenager. Is she in her late 20s?
No, I think she's lived there now for 12 years because
Okay, so you're right. She said
Kenny
12
was in jail for 12
Yeah.
years.
Okay.
Alexa's been there now.
She's late 20s.
She's not like 20.
No, I don't know.
I mean, she's beautiful, but I don't know that I believe she's late 20s. She just looks more established.
Right. And she owns her own store.
I mean,
Listen, she seems sophisticated in her
no,
years.
I mean it in like
Yeah,
a
like
nice
that
way.
word.
She
Right.
doesn't look like a young 25-year-old, like, what am I doing? She's like,
Right.
I'm woman, hear me roar.
And she's got a boutique and she
Yeah, it's her own business. Yeah.
she's like taps
Yeah.
into her sexual prowess when she sort of hits on Buddy.
Yeah, of course. But does she sort of, or does she?
She overtly hits on
Yeah,
him.
she totally
She
does.
does hit on
We're
him.
gonna
Yes,
be
it's on.
honest and talk about things.
Yes.
I mean, like,
Yes.
yeah, when she takes off her bra and she's like,
Oh, that's
I gotta
hilarious.
take my bra off. I mean, I think that was kind of just like, oh, wait, who cares? I'm in bed with a gay man. So she
Right.
took her bra off and then, like, nuzzled up against him, and Michael's face was priceless.
That was hilarious.
It was really fun. So basically, what happens is that Buddy is like concerned because he runs into Alexa and Kenny in the town,
Yeah.
and sees that Kenny's gripping
grip.
her arm
Yeah.
really tightly, which doesn't look loving. Let's just put it that way.
Not at all.
Unless they're into like
Unless-
other kind of sex.
Unless you
Yeah,
have a certain
absolutely.
type of boyfriend that needs to strong arm you sometimes.
Sometimes it's fun.
Depends.
Depends. It
Depends
does.
on your kind of sexy time. I don't know what you do behind closed doors or apparently walking in this town, but he was not okay with it.
Could have been foreplay.
Could have.
In West Hollywood, it's normal.
Is it?
No, sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, I did hear that the crime in West Hollywood is due to like masculine, like
Too much masculine
Yeah.
energy.
Sausage fest. It's a sausage fest
Right.
in West Hollywood.
I mean,
It is.
a lot of guys.
Well, yeah, West Hollywood, everyone is the
yeah.
homosexual part of Los Angeles.
it's called Boys Town.
It is Boys Town. That's right. I mean, I don't know anything about it.
Oh,
where
it's
the
fun.
Pride Parade happens and stuff.
It's lots of fun over there.
is.
But I always say when I'm out in like a gay bar with like a male friend who isn't gay. And like you watch their energy change, not because I don't think it's a homophobic thing at all. They just kind of don't really know what to do with their sexual energy.
Right.
And then they'll sometimes be like, yeah, it feels like there's a lot of like sexual energy on me. I'm like, well, now you know how a woman feels.
I always say
Right.
that. I always feel the straight guys are now feeling what women feel when they just go out to a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should think about that. So maybe, I don't know, maybe one of these guys should try getting strong-armed by a boy like Kenny and see what it feels like.
Yeah, I'm gonna just insert a comment here. Kenny's cute.
He was kind
You know what? He totally seems like someone you would think is cute.
He's my type. Kenny, call me.
Yeah,
Okay, got me.
Kenny, totally her type.
Totally.
She also likes, never mind. I'm going to keep that one to myself.
Okay, moving right along. I have no idea where she was even gonna go with that. So
Yeah, so basically, we find out that he was 12 years in prison. He wants his money. So the money is somewhere. She's like, I don't have it.
And
I
he
didn't-
thinks that she stole it
Yes.
on the
Right.
bank robbery.
Right, but she's like,
because he was gone for 12 years,
Yeah.
and so somebody had to have the money.
And
It must
she's
have been
like,
her.
it was not me.
Right.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. That song, I love it. Yes, it wasn't him. So basically, Buddy, like you said, Buddy sees them together and it's like, hey, something's off.
Yes.
Goes to Dora to find out what's going on. And she's like, doesn't know anything. Then goes to Alexa to find out. And Alexa's like, leave it alone. Don't do anything. Leave it alone.
Right.
And but she's, of course,
He doesn't leave it
can't.
alone.
Buddy.
Can't
Right.
help it.
So what does he do next?
He corners Kenny. I can say it 5 times fast. He corners
That
Kenny.
is a tongue twister.
It
And
is.
you think too, you're like, he's the pastor of the town, so he's
Yes.
going to try and come off like a little bit more nice,
Pastory?
pastor-ish. But he then, we all know that the real Buddy is not a pastor. So we're like, if he gets in trouble, is he going to be able to like get himself out of this? Because the
Right.
pastor wouldn't be able to, but he probably can, and he does.
He does, of course he does, and obviously he's up against a guy that he's been up against
Yeah.
many times in his life.
Exactly.
Well, what's one con man from the other at this point? But Kenny kicks him in the balls,
I know.
and then Buddy, of course, is
Gets him with the beer bottle.
What
Gets
I
him.
like about his character is that because we know as the audience that he's not a pastor,
Yeah.
it makes it more exciting every scene he encounters. Because like you said, it's a person he's had probably 1,000,000 times in his past life.
Totally.
as a
Like,
cop.
who's he going to be right now?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
It makes it more interesting because he's not a pastor. So he's not to break character and like be like, oh, so I'm a badass.
Right.
He kind of is a badass anyway. but he also is a pastor, a fake pastor on the show.
It's interesting to watch him work both angles successfully. And he does them like one right after the other. Like 1 second he's Buddy the pastor, 1 second he's the con man.
Right.
Exactly.
It is fun watching him be both people at the same time and pull it off every single time.
Every time.
He does. Every single time.
It's masterful. It's also very good acting.
Very good acting.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so believable.
Yeah.
But there are definitely parts where you're like, what is he going to do now? Like they definitely...
We're in suspense all the time.
Yes, I agree.
It's not like, I mean, we think he's going to get out of it every time, but it's interesting how they do it. It's unique, and it's suspenseful for sure.
Right. And you really don't think he's going to get out of it. I mean, obviously we know he's going to get out of it.
Right.
Like, ultimately, because the show must go on, and what are they going to do, arrest the pastor? But like, I mean, they might, who knows?
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, right, exactly.
But so it is fun to squirm a little bit.
For sure.
There's a lot of like, drama that happens in these scenes. And so...
And it's also fun to see what he's going to use to get out of it.
For sure.
Like you just said, kind of like, what is he going to use his con ways, his new pastor kind of ways he's learning about to get out of these situations?
I'm learning the art of manipulation from the show. That's what I'm getting out of it.
Charm.
And charm.
Charm, which also I feel like goes hand in hand with manipulation.
I agree. No, it does.
Because when people charm the pants off of you, they have
Yeah,
goals.
I know, but they can manipulate you by being sad and make
Right.
you...
That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, there's a lot of ways to be manipulated. Not that I would know how to manipulate anybody from any of those
You are
things. I'm just
sweet, and I
saying.
wouldn't believe any of it.
I can manipulate you with my sweetness.
Dang it. I think it worked already.
Anything you can use for manipulation, and charm could be one of them. But I think that is a strong one on Buddy's part.
Yeah.
Very
So
charming.
he knocks that guy out.
Yes, he does.
Knocks him the F out.
That's right.
Puts him in the trunk, because that's where you put people when you don't know what to do with
I know
them.
that's so amazing.
Covered with a nice little blankie.
He wasn't blank.
And runs into Alden.
Of course, he was like...
Who we're watching him like figure out if he can meet this hooker again. He doesn't really know
The
she's a
music's
hooker.
playing.
Yeah.
This lighter on its face.
So you see him coming around here because he finally confides in Buddy for some advice. Like after the whole dog blessing incident, like he's starting to come around a little bit,
Yes.
and he's asking him relationship questions, but he's using the cover
Metaphors.
of the metaphors of the oatmeal.
and glazed donuts. He's like, I can eat oatmeal all the time. I like oatmeal, but I eat it all the time. I'm bored with oatmeal.
It makes him regular.
And it's bland, though. It's bland, and
bland.
he wants to have a big old donut.
That's right.
AKA the
glazed.
hooker.
The glazed donut.
Yeah. And Buddy gives him an analogy like he always does that never makes any sense, and says, but here's the stop sign. It's so weird because it gives you two messages. From the front it says stop, and from the back it says nothing. It literally doesn't say
And
anything.
I like that Alden was like, he's like, do you get what I'm saying? And he's like, no, not at all. Like, he doesn't fall for it, but he just sort of like lets him go. But he's like, no, you don't make sense.
Right.
Which I love anyway. Just love it. I think it was so great, the stop sign thing. I'm like, in a weird way, it does kind of make sense to me.
I mean, he could have, it would have been funny to sit there and have him be like, yes, it does. I see what you're saying. But I do like that he was like, no, dude.
Right.
No.
Makes sense.
But all the while, the trunk opens and we see the
I know.
hand. And Buddy says, Kenny, that it's the
Mannequin.
Yeah.
But that was kind of like a stretch. I'm surprised he got away with that excuse.
Yeah.
That it was a mannequin that Alexa loaned him so that he could go through the carpool lane.
Right.
But it works.
He could have said it was like a homeless man. He was like driving to a home or something. Like, why was he in your trunk? I don't know.
Usually mannequins, I used to be a merchandiser, and mannequins aren't that flexible.
Right.
The hands aren't that easy.
They don't look like skin. They look like plastic.
Yes, exactly.
But now that Buddy's trying to, he got out of that somehow.
Yes, he did.
And
That's always.
he tried to like distract him with the stop sign analogy, and Kenny gets away.
Yep.
Yeah,
Kenny gets away. We don't know where he goes, but he's on the loose, and that's obviously a big deal.
he's on the lamb.
So Buddy goes to Alexa because he's concerned now and has to admit what he did, because clearly he just started something. Better be starting something.
Gonna be starting something.
Why? It's like it never is going to happen. I'm never going to know the words to a song. But I like
Too high
this.
to get over.
Yeah.
Too low to get under.
Yeah.
You're stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
And the pain is fatal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have asked you to sing the words.
No, I would never. It's just silly. But you know what? I started it, and look what came out of that moment.
We knew what you meant.
Yes,
Right, which
you told me.
always, it's like a game of charades.
Your
with me.
intentions are good.
Thank you.
You just
Namaste. All right.
Anyway,
we digress again.
So now poor Alexa is like, we have to go.
Yes.
She's very like
Marilyn Monroe-esque.
She's very like
Breathy.
film noir in this episode.
Yeah.
She's
Yes.
very like, oh. Which
She's
is
breathy.
Which I mean,
Breathy, yes.
she can do it. She's a hot blonde, but
She
you
is.
know,
She's emoting in those breaths.
She is.
Yes,
yeah.
she was. Yes, she was.
And they flee, and now they're on the lam, and Buddy's trying to like figure out how to
Everyone's on the
protect her.
On the lamb. Where's the lamb?
And meanwhile, the backstory of poor Dora.
Oh,
So,
yeah, that's right.
Can you
Yes.
tell us about what happens
Okay.
with Dora?
So Miss Dora, first early on in the episode, Becky comes over and she's kind of cutesy and she's like,
Of course, her name's Becky.
I know
Yeah.
Becky. I know, I love it.
Okay.
Becky, oh my God, like Becky, look at her butt.
Okay.
So she comes in and it's like, can you sew this thing inside my wedding dress? And Dora always being the nice and yes and sure, and of course, after she leaves, falls apart and reveals that Becky is marrying her ex-fiance from 2 years ago, Pete.
And we see that flashback, which is heartbreaking.
So
my God.
sad. Anything over a 50.
I know, she's like
Anything.
80%, 100%, anything over 50. That scene reminded me, that place reminded me of Old Spaghetti Factory. I don't know if you guys ever been to that years ago.
No.
They used to have like a train in the middle of their
I've heard
their
of it, though.
factory, and you could sit in the train inside an Old
Well, it's
Spaghetti
probably
Factory.
a take on that.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun. I was like, oh, that reminds me of Old Spaghetti Factory. They're out of business or gone or whatever.
Train and spaghetti. I don't get the.
Me neither. A caboose. I don't know. Just
Sure.
I don't get the partnership there. But
I didn't either, but it was something that I see that like every Friday
right.
night because it was
all
cheap.
right, I'm into it. So basically at her wedding rehearsal
Yes.
dinner, she tells everyone in the
Yeah.
at the dinner, when you know, and
That's the
so that
phrase.
opens up. That's the phrase that pays. And then so when you know, but then her dude Pete was like, I don't know,
And I was like, yeah, that's who you guys think.
right?
So basically, cut to 2 years later, Becky is marrying Pete. Dora still feels hurt by it.
Becky thought she was okay with
Yes.
it, and because Dora lets everything seem like it's okay, it rolls
Yes.
off her shoulders.
Yes.
So when Becky, who is a total bitch anyway,
Yeah.
asked her to
Yeah.
sew the quote in the wedding dress, like, who does that? Hello, Becky. Hello.
That was so mean.
And of course her quote,
When you know,
you know.
which is bullshit.
I
it's
know.
mean. It's just
Anyway.
mean. And we're upset about it.
We're
I'm
all
sure,
bitter about it.
I'm sure you guys are upset
Yes,
too.
yes.
Hello.
And of course, it's in light blue because it's probably the something blue, which makes me want to gag.
I didn't even think about that. You said
I
that's
didn't think
so
about it,
funny.
but
Well, I
that's
paid
smart.
attention to all of the things wedding. Weddings, I love weddings.
Me too.
I like weddings too. I like wedding cake.
Ooh, yum. Call me.
You know, by that point, I'm always so drunk and stuffed that I'm like, I don't really need this cake. I'm going to try it. And most of the time, it's not that good.
I eat it anyway because I'm like, you know what? Someone's love is in this cake.
That's it.
No, it's more
I'm gonna
like,
eat it because if I don't,
Do you
there are
really think
babies.
someone's love?
No, there are babies in the Ganges though, and they don't get cake. I'm gonna eat the cake.
I guess.
Hello.
For some reason, I can drink and eat at the same time.
I
I can too.
There
I
are
just-
places in my body to store all the different things.
She's like a camel.
It is.
Yeah,
I
you
store
are.
for winter.
That's it.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get cake again. I'm gonna eat this cake. And now.
And I need my booze at the same time, so I'm going to drink that
I
too.
feel like
Obviously.
the bigger the cake, the worse it is too, because it's just like, oh my god, I went to this wedding one time in Pennsylvania, and the cake was like massive. It was like as long as this table, and there was like bridges
Was
connecting.
it an Italian wedding?
Yes.
Ah.
Oh, funny.
Plastic bridges connecting. It was the ugliest thing I have ever seen in my life.
Hope
and
that
I think
person's
it
not
was-
watching.
Oh,
I don't
even
really like
remember
to
whose
see.
wedding it was. It was my ex-boyfriend's friend, and it was
Good.
like plastic tablecloths.
No, was it in a pizza place?
It might have been.
Wasn't it Pittsburgh?
No, it was in a
curious.
small
'Cause they have bridges in
coal
Pittsburgh.
region town.
Okay.
Amazing.
That is
And the
kinda
wedding
crazy.
cake was anyway, but yeah. So poor Dora, she's like trying to
So
act like she's
sad.
okay, and she's not.
She's not, and so Buddy
She
actually
shouldn't be.
says no. She definitely shouldn't be, but
No,
she
no.
should obviously like own her feelings
Yeah.
instead
I
of
agree.
burying them. So
agree.
Buddy suggests that she goes out and like starts to like meet people
Yes.
and stuff. She was like, "Well, I was thinking about joining LutheranLifePartners.com."
Is that a real app? Because
I-
we know of all of the dating apps, and that is not.
Yeah, I
one
haven't
of
heard
them.
that one either. I'm like,
What about Farmers Only?
Oh,
or
farmersonly.com.
Plenty of Fish, Christian Mingle. I mean,
J-Date.
Lutheran Life,
there's
whatever
a black
it was.
one too.
I should be on that.
We're
Black people meet.
meet.com.
Oh, I should be on
Now
that.
go on, girl.
Well, am I allowed?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, non-Jewish
Well, I
people
am
are on
black.
J-Date.
Okay, well, I'm black, so I can be on
Yeah,
it.
you can do it.
Oh my God, how fun! Can
I
you make your
sanction it. You
profile?
can do it.
Yes, you were
Thank
blessed.
you.
You're a blessed by a
You were
black
blessed.
person.
Thank you.
Yeah, like, she's okay,
Sweet.
folks. She's okay. I sprayed her. It's okay.
Good.
She's good.
All right, so maybe you should go on that, and Dora should go on this. But right now, she's going to happy hour with Russell, and he like tries to spruce her up because she's real buttoned up.
Because of course, a good wingman is a gay man for a straight girl. Usually,
it's true.
So that's what you say. You should go with Russell and get out and see what's going on. And he's doing what you're saying, trying to spruce her up.
Yeah, unbutton the cardigan.
Yeah,
flip your hair.
Right.
I whip my hair back and forth, and she's very awkward the whole time. And then he tries to tell her to dance, and she looks like she's having a seizure. And some guy comes up to her and is like, "Are you okay?"
Good. She's so
good.
Oh my gosh, she's so good.
It was like the updated Elaine.
Yes.
Dance.
True story.
Yeah,
well, so that cute guy comes up and she like thinks he's gonna hit on her.
Cute. Oh my god, I know.
But he's like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And she's like, "I am now flirting.
Yeah.
At least good for you for trying."
Yeah, she did.
But he's like, "Oh, I thought you were having a seizure." Sad.
And this is my favorite part of it all. So then they cut to like Russell dropping her off, and she's drunk, and she decides, "I'm gonna put on the wedding dress."
You knew it. You knew
I knew she was gonna do it. It was like Rachel in Friends when and so wait, who or Monica put the dress on?
Rachel.
I think it was Monica.
Anyway,
they might have all three put on the wedding dress. They actually all three put on the wedding dress.
Anyway, that's what it reminded me of. She puts the dress on and she's like pretending to like give a speech and say what she thinks, and she falls asleep with the red wine. Which why would you? I mean,
we predicted it.
But it was painful to watch, wasn't it? We were like,
we knew she was going to spill, but even showing the wine spilling on the dress, we all like gasped.
We did.
It was like nails on a chalkboard.
It was totally.
It was like a slow death.
That we white organza.
Which she looks real gorgeous in that dress.
She looks so pretty.
Oh my gosh, she
I like the little like doodad on her hair.
Yeah, it's totally. Becky would not have looked as cute.
No.
And then Becky comes in the next day, and we think she's going to get out. She tries to pull a buddy. She tries to jump out the window.
It was so good to see that she learned that from Buddy.
Yeah,
and she fails miserably. And then she, you know what though? She tells Becco what she thinks.
Absolutely.
She says that she's no Dora Matt.
I know.
She's not going to be her Dora Matt, which is so cute.
I love how she always puts her name in like adorable and all that.
Yes.
So cute.
She's got like confidence for not having confidence, which is cute.
And my favorite line.
Yes, do tell.
I wrote down, she wrote, because he's like, "You always seem so happy." He's like, "My face says nothing about my feelings." I love that.
And then she smiled.
She's like, "Oh, I love
she was
that."
so pissed.
My feels. Yeah, I love that.
Super cute. And
so Becky's like, "Why did you say yes then if you were upset by it?" And she's like, "Well, I say yes to everything."
And she's tired of saying it now.
Yeah.
And so we see maybe she's going to learn a little lesson. She kind of doesn't in the moment.
Yeah.
She's like, "I'll get it dry clean for you." And then she
like, yes, like, oh.
But at least she recognized she did it again, and it'll hopefully be a slow path to nose.
Right.
Or some
She's
decisions.
a love interest. Maybe she's a love interest.
Oh, simmer down.
I know. I want to see that.
Simmer McSimmer.
I want to see that.
So, real quick, we go back to, just want to add in, so when Alexa and Buddy were escaping, they had to share a room in a hotel, and like the dude,
motel.
The motel, sorry.
Yes, like
Holiday Inn.
That's
so, we did a lot of songs in this episode tonight.
I love it. We did a lot of songs, so I love that.
I know.
So they get one room because they have money. They quickly escaped, and the dude that gave them the key thought they were going to do sex, and he's like 1 hour all night, and somebody says all night, and then
he's like, "Well, call me when the pill wears off."
Right.
Gross.
Some men need a pill.
Some do.
I guess.
Well, anyway, in this case, they're just there to sleep and to figure out what to do with this plan because they need to figure out how to get away from Kenny or how to get Kenny away from them.
Right.
So they are getting ready to go to bed, and like you said, like she takes off her bra, and he's got to like take off his pants, but he's hiding a boner.
Oh, so funny. He's like, he turned this way. He's just being modest. He's like, no, and then the voiceover, I have a giant boner.
I love
that
the
was my
voiceover.
favorite. That was my favorite line
Me too.
of the whole episode.
Yeah.
The whole shebang.
I almost said the whole series, but I took it back because it was very aggressive.
Yes.
Just this
We're
episode.
only 5 episodes in, guys.
Yes, that's
So I'm not going to, blow my wad right yet on my favorite line, but that's up there.
Because then you're going to be that girl the next episode. Oh, well, that was my favorite line.
And I don't
want
to be the girl who cried wolf.
Right. We don't want that girl here on this table, on this panel.
No, we don't.
Felicia. So before they go to sleep, Alexa's all scared and whatever.
Yes.
Alexa, Tina, whatever her name is. Ex-Tina. So this episode should have been called, instead of Communication,
oh my God,
Ex-Tina.
Tina.
Christina.
Totally. Oh, I totally got it.
We all got it. We were Christina Aguilera fans. We were around in the 90s.
Just checking.
Yes.
Maybe somebody here wasn't. I don't know.
I was a genie in the bottle.
I was beautiful.
I was around in the 70s, so that's another story. So yeah, but yes, I love that. But yeah, but that's also where we find out the whole story too.
Yeah,
she confides him.
Yes.
And then the next morning he conducts a plan.
Yes, because he's so good at it. He said he had a
stayed
plan,
up
and then
all night long because he couldn't sleep with her next to him, and then he finally was like, I got it. You leave. I'm going to lure him here. And they left us with a little cliffhanger.
They did with a cliffhanger. It happened so fast. I'm like, oh, okay.
First, he tells him when he gets there, I know something about you.
Yeah.
Somebody named Hoffman.
Mike Hoffman.
Mike Hoffman.
Yes.
I actually my mom's cousin's name is Michael Hoffman.
Oh, really? Oh, funny.
Christina Burke and Michael Hoffman. How they end up in the same episode?
And Christina Aguilera.
But you both know Michael,
She wasn't
so
in this
maybe
episode.
somehow you said something to him when he
worlds
got...
have collided.
So he says, I know that you're a parole officer.
What you did last summer.
Right. And then you were there in that movie.
And then they
killing
said,
people. You get out of here. Rah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he gets all scared and he says, well, here's two options. You either stay and the police come get you and you go back to Mike Hoffman, or you run.
Back to the Clink.
The Gray Bar Hotel.
Yeah, that place. Where I'm sure he's got a few boyfriends. So he says, or you could run yourself away.
Right.
Into the darkness.
So we're the ether.
Right, where, you've got a head start and, I'm being a good dude by letting you go.
And then you don't ever come back.
Right.
Or then Kenny says there's a third option.
It's like a third option. His face was like, what?
And we hear a gunshot.
You hear a gunshot. We're outside the motel, you hear a gunshot.
Scary.
But then in the scenes from the next episode, they maybe gave a little too much away because it's obvious that it was Kenny, and clearly they're not going to kill Buddy. But they leave you wondering, what exactly went on, how it all went down.
Yeah. So should we maybe do some predictions at this time?
Let's do some predictions.
Yeah, why not? Who wants to?
Your AfterBuzz TV.
Okay, I have a prediction, but I think it's just because I think we saw it in a preview.
Yeah.
But also, I think we're going to see Michael Kevin Anderson come back next episode.
Yes.
Matthew. Sorry, I'm bad with names. Matthew Kevin Anderson, I love you very much. I was thinking about Michael, I was confused, and then, he's going to come back because they're going to find this body. And it's going to be, obviously, it's going to be Kenny. And you know what? I think that... Alexa is going to be a little sad to see. I mean, I know that she obviously, is nervous that he's on her tail, but I think there's going to be an emotional moment, maybe, because he died, and she's like, "Oh my god," and Buddy killed him. And then was she going to maybe feel weird towards Buddy because he killed him?
Right, what kind of pastor is that?
Or maybe she's going to be like, "Oh my god, thank you so much. I want you so bad, and now I want to make sex with you."
That's my prediction.
Oh, that they do sex?
Well, I said that they get closer somehow through this experience.
They're definitely get closer.
You protected me.
Well,
what kind of girl wouldn't love a man to kill for you?
I mean,
I would.
Well, that's what I say on my first date. If you really like me, prove it. Kill that motherfucker right there. And then
bam. A little gangy.
What?
But
so what? Is that too much to ask? I don't think so.
I'm with you.
Hashtag too much to ask.
No.
I agree with all of the things you guys are saying, and I think that maybe even that might make him have to reveal something about himself to her.
Ooh. Okay.
Or maybe not at all, because he'll get away with it like he always does. I do think, though, that Dora may start going on some dates.
I hope so.
I hope she does, too.
And I think Buddy's going to have to open the door and be like the dad.
Yes, I like that.
And be like, no.
I like that.
I like that. And I also like that she drinks, because maybe she'll get drunk on these dates and be even more funny.
Ooh, I can't wait. I hope she does a lot of dating.
Yeah, me too.
Dating's always a good time.
Oh, yeah, it's always good.
To watch other
Especially
people.
when you are drinking alcohol and dating. There's no other way to do it.
So, do we have any news and gossip?
We have a slight news and gossip.
I love slight news and gossip. Slight.
I'll take it.
Anything more than 50%.
That's good.
Thank you.
Matthew Kevin Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
I still was like, am I saying that right? He is going to be, as we all remember from our interview with him a few weeks ago, on the unauthorized Full House story. And that is, Jen,
August 22.
I'm saying the right. Yeah. August 22nd on. I think it's Lifetime.
It is Lifetime.
Yes.
And so you guys make sure you tune in to watch that, because you're going to see him play the showrunner of Full House. It's like a behind the scenes. What happened behind the scenes of Full House? So you get to see all of the dirt, and he has a pretty big part, so we're excited to see that.
Can't wait.
He's a friend to the show, so
Yeah, he is. Also, in other news, not related at all, they are doing a Melrose Place unauthorized.
I saw that.
Yes.
That was my show. Melrose Mondays at my house. That was my show.
Sames.
All of these shows need to have on. I mean,
Why not?
I can think of so many other
too,
ones
me
that I'd
too.
like to
Oh,
know
me too,
behind
me
the
too.
scenes.
I
From.
just want them to be really good because I'm going to say the Saved by the Bell one was a little bit.
I didn't
That
see
was
it,
bad.
Okay, someone said it.
That was bad. But I watched the whole. I tuned in.
I did too. I think they're
Yeah.
going to get better though.
but sometimes bad TV is good.
No, I agree with that also.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
So this was an amazing episode.
Yes.
We'll
So
be
good.
back next week. Where can everyone find you in the interim?
You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter, Facebook, Vine, Instagram, and my website.
You can find me on Facebook and my fan page, James Lott Jr.
Oh, well, you can find me on all the things at Jennifer Golden, and you can find me on James's fan page.
Yeah, she's on
And
there
also
sometimes.
follow Two Drunk Girls.
Yeah.
Follow them.
Follow
them.
us and stay tuned because we're also coming back in a minute
Yes.
for Lachey's Bar.
Yes,
See you guys later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only, do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.